Okay, hey, if you have health insurance, you definitely need to check this out. I'm going to share with you the summary of benefits for your plan. So I'm going to share with you a Blue Shield plan that is fairly popular or common out there, but I want to encourage you to go online and download the summary of benefits for your plan. You need to understand how your insurance works because many cases you're probably overpaying, and it's an opportunity. I'm all about, if you've been following me, about helping you position yourself to retire happy. Well, not just retire happy, having fun, but also financially happy. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the more money you have in retirement, you're going to be able to do the things that you want to do, live where you want to live, vacation where you want to vacation, right? So that's what this is about. And healthcare, there's no doubt today that healthcare is off the charts expensive. I mean, it is ridiculous. For many people, they go like, Mike, I feel like I'm making a second mortgage payment. And for many people it is, especially if you have a family, having health insurance can feel like a second mortgage. Anyways, I'm going to jump on into this. Go ahead and check this out here. Let me pull this up on my screen so I can share it with you. You should be able to see this right here. And what this is a summary of benefits and coverages. Now, if you have health insurance, you have this. Log online. All providers will have this online. If you haven't been online to your health insurance provider, make sure you do so. Create an account. You'll probably have to register for it. Then you'll have access to this where you can download it. But here's what I want to share with you, because many people think, hey, I've got health insurance, I've got a PPO, I'm good, I'm golden, right? They're going to cover everything. That is not true. And that's why I want to share this with you. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here so we can see this a little better here. So as you take a look at it, one of the first things, each plan will be different. They have a bronze, a silver, a gold, and a platinum. Blue Shield does, right? And each plan will have some differences, which is why it's important that you download your summary of benefits and coverages. All right, so what is the overall deductible? Well, for this particular plan, this is a gold full PPO. What it says, $750 deductible per individual, $1,500 per family, and this is for participating providers. So the participating providers are those providers that are in network. So if you have out-of-network providers, doctors, hospitals, whatever, you're going to pay more. The deductible is going to be higher, which is going to be $1,500 per individual, $3,000 per family for non-participating providers. Okay? Now, the question I have for you before we get too much further is, how much did you spend last year in monthly premiums and copays for your plan and to go to the doctors? Then ask yourself, how many times did I go to the doctor for yourself and your family? And what I want you to do is I want you to take whatever that premium and all your out-of-pocket and copays and divide that by the number of times you actually went to the doctor. Now, I'm willing to bet that it's going to be somewhere between about $3,000 to $7,000 per doctor appointment is what you paid, right? That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, many people are relatively healthy, and it is absolutely makes no sense if you're relatively healthy to be paying these high premiums. You need to put your money to work, and there are other alternatives out there. Now, if you have some health issues, this might be the best plan for you or the plan that you are currently on. But again, download your benefits and coverage because there might be some better alternatives there as well. But for most people, they're relatively healthy, and our system is broken. And the reason it's broken is 90% of the people that are relatively healthy are paying for 10% of those people that are not healthy. And you know what? In many cases, it's not their fault that they're not healthy. So that has nothing to do with it. I'm just saying how the system is working or works, and it's not designed for people that are relatively healthy to be financially in your favor. It just is not set up that way. So, and I'm going to share with you here. So download your summary of benefits and coverage. All right. Now, let's take a look at this. If you have a deductible, you're paying these high premiums, and for round numbers, let's just say it's $1,000 a month in premiums, plus you have an individual deductible, plus a per family deductible, Then for your prescription drugs, you also have another deductible for the prescription drugs. Whatever you pay for your prescriptions doesn't count towards your individual. There's a separate deductible for that. Then why is it they have this out-of-pocket limit for the plan? Why is that? And look at this, $81,500 per individual. So here's what's interesting, and oftentimes this will feel like a shell game, right? You're paying these high premiums, you're paying your copays every time you go to the doctor. You have a $750 deductible. Why do they have an $8,150 per individual maximum out of pocket? And I can tell you that this max out of pocket number is not a real number. You will go beyond that if you have some major health issues. Okay? And then you have $16,300 per family for participating providers. And then look at this, if you're out of network, look at that, $32,600 potentially. But here's the deal, the out of pocket here, and it says right here, the out of pocket maximum is the most you could pay in a year covered services. If you have other family members in this plan, they have to meet their own out of pocket limits until the overall family out of pocket has been met. So you not only have your deductibles you got to meet, plus your individual, but there's certain situations where, guess what, you might not be fully covered until the family has reached their max out of pocket. Now, what is not included in the max out of pocket? This is very general, which leaves the insurance company a lot of room to say, nah, we're not going to approve that. That's not covered. Co-payments for certain services. What the heck are certain services? Where's that defined, right? And for premiums, bounce billing. I'll do a whole nother video on bounce billing charges, and healthcare that this plan doesn't cover. There's going to be some plans, which is why you need to look at your plan. There's going to be some healthcare or some doctors, providers, or services that are simply not covered under this, okay? Even though you pay these expenses, they don't count towards your out-of-pocket limit. That's why these numbers are not a real number, okay? Okay, so there's a lot of details here, and each plan is different, which is why I want to encourage you to download your own plan, go through these details so you understand how it works. But one of the things is you look at your summary of benefits and coverages. What don't you see on here, okay? You see all these for medical services, but do you realize that 63% of people that file bankruptcy, it's due to medical cost, high medical cost. They had some major health issue, and it was the high medical cost. 72% of those 63% of the people had health insurance. So to my point that your health insurance is not going to cover everything. You need to take control. You need to understand how it works so you can put other things in place. It's like this. We know that in Florida they're going to get hurricanes. In the Midwest they're going to get tornadoes. Here in California we're going to get forest fires and we're going to get earthquakes, right? So what wise people do is they put things in place ahead of time before it happens to minimize the financial impact, to minimize the damage. You need to approach your retirement and your health insurance the same way. You need to put things in place ahead of time to help save money and to make sure that you have better protection in place, because there are other alternatives out there for you, especially if you're relatively healthy. There's a ton of options for you, okay? So getting back to my point, what do you not see on here? Outpatient surgery, medical attention, hospital, all that. Depending on your plan, you may or may not have home health care option. You have some equipment. What you don't see on here is if you have a major health event, right? Who's going to make the mortgage payment, the car payment, put food on the table, pay for the credit cards, pay for some of the additional out-of-pocket? See, there are other options that you're probably not aware of. They're called living benefits or critical illness benefits that literally will pay for critical illness, cancer, heart attack, stroke, chronic illness. If you can't perform 2 of the 6 ADLs, You can be eligible for a chronic illness monthly benefit. What about a critical injury, traumatic brain injury, coma, something like that happens? Who's going to pay the bills, right? Especially if you have a family. Do you have that type of protection? Because there's not one healthcare plan out there that is going to send you a check for $100, $250, or $500,000, whatever you decide that you want to have, that will help you in that time, right? It just doesn't exist. Go through your plan. I promise you there's not one plan out there that has it, okay? So anyways, before we wrap up, do yourself a favor. Visit your health insurance online, download this summary of benefits and coverages, review it, and if you have any questions or if you need assistance on reviewing your plan and you want to explore some alternatives so you can save a ton of money and make sure that you have the right coverage for yourself and your family, there is a link right here in the description. You can schedule an appointment with me. I will help you review it, and I'll let you know, yeah, you got a great plan, or no, your plan stinks. Here are some other options for you to consider. Okay. Anyways, go ahead to hit that like and subscribe button. But more importantly, position yourself to retire happy, because that's what we all want to do, is retire happy, right? Have an awesome day. Take care.